Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to the Journey to Greatness, day 346 of 365 with David McDonald, the GOAT. All right, we're going to get into our meditation routine here. I will see you all on the other side. Al, AJ, good morning. Good morning. All right, everybody, welcome back. Auntie Louisa, good morning. Happy Wednesday. So we just finished our meditation routine and now we're getting into our reading routine. So I will see you all on the other side. Oh man, that sucks. All right, my friends, welcome back. We just finished our reading routine, and we've also hit the halfway mark in our book. So we're almost done with that. We should finish it here in the next 19 days. Pretty excited about it. Good morning, Miss Miner. We should finish our book here in the next 19 days, and that will be that should be seven books for the year, which isn't bad. And well, technically, we read 150 pages in the English Standard Version of the Bible, also, which, depending on how long you count a book to be, could be potentially 8, which is pretty decent for only reading 15 minutes a day, in my opinion. So we have our journaling routine. I will see you all on the other side here shortly. All right. Welcome back, everybody. So, morning, Amy. Happy Wednesday. Okay. So, we're going to go ahead and catch up before we start this next chapter tomorrow. Catch up is, we're not too far away, actually. So pretty much what we were talking about, last couple of days is luck. So counting on luck to build your fortune, or counting on luck to be the epitome to push you into wealthy lifestyle, wealthy reality, wealthy future. Counting on luck to win the lottery that will then pay you handsomely to, be wealthy is probably not the best way to go about trying to earn your wealth. And there's a lot of other ways that are a lot better. So what the book talks about now about luck in this chapter is it starts to get into opportunities where it starts to describe opportunities where people of the story or of the book talk about how they lost opportunity, and it was all because of their lack thereof execution. So the goddess whisper in thy ear to bet upon the grays, because at last turn the inside black would stumble and interfere with our bays, that the grays would win the race and score an unearned victory. Arkad smiled indulgently at the banter. What reason have we feel the good goddess would take that much interest in any man's bet upon a horse race? To me, she is a goddess of love and dignity, whose pleasure is to aid those who are in the need and to reward those who are deserving. I look to find her not at the gaming tables or the races where men lose more gold than they win, but in other places where the doings of men are more worthwhile and more worthy of reward. So Arkad pretty much put a bit in on a horse race, and the horse won. And so one of the people, this is kind of cool. So in the city of Babylon, right? And this kind of model is really cool, actually. In the city of Babylon, what they have is they have like this tent or this gathering, this open forum where anybody from Babylon pretty much can come and talk and have open discussion about like what's going on in the city, anything that may be on their mind, etc., etc. Not only that, Arkad has been appointed. If anybody of you are just joining us, Arkad, who's the richest man in Babylon, has been appointed by the king to educate 100+ men or so who can then go back to their communities and educate them on wealth and building wealth, etc. So thereupon an elderly merchant rose, smoothing his genteel white robe. With thy permission, most honorable Arkad and friends, I offer a suggestion. If, as you said, we take credit for our own industry and ability for our business success, why not consider the success we most enjoyed, but which escaped us, happenings which could have been most profitable? They would have been rare examples of good luck if they had actually happened. Because they were brought to fulfillment, we cannot consider them as our just rewards. Surely many men have had such experience to relate. So once the good luck goddess theory pretty much Arkad set the tone. He said, hey, I don't think it's wise for us to look for the good luck goddess at a horse race. So then this gentleman stands up and he says, hey, how about we talk about those times when good luck escaped us? So when we had a good opportunity and it left, and like pretty much like why did that happen? And this is actually really powerful stuff. So so we were blessed with good luck, but then we didn't do something, and so therefore it ran away from us, or we didn't earn it. We weren't able to reap the benefit of the luck, right? So the gentleman stands up. Many years ago, when I was a young man, just married and well started to earning, my father did come one day and urge most strongly that I enter in an investment. the son of one of his good friends had taken notice of a barren tract of land not far from the outer walls of our city. It lay high above the canal, where no water could reach it. The son of my father's friends devised a plan to purchase this land, build 3 large water wheels, and could be operated by oxen, and thereby raise a life-giving waters to the fertile soil. This accomplished, he planned to divide it into small tracts and sell to the residents of the city for herb patches. Excuse me. The son of my father's friend did not possess sufficient gold to complete such an undertaking. Like myself, he was young, many earning a fair sum. His father, like mine, was a man of large family and small means. He therefore decided to interest a group of men to enter the enterprise with him. The group was to comprise 12, each of whom must be a money earner, and agreed to pay 1/10 of his earnings into the enterprise until the land was made ready for sale. All would then share justly in the profits in proportion of their investments. Thou, my sons, bespoke my father and to me, art now in thy young manhood. It is my deep desire that thou begin the building of a valuable estate for myself, that thou mayest become respected among men. I desire to see thou profit from a knowledge of thoughtless mistakes of thy father. So in other words, the father wants his son to make an investment with one of his friend's sons. And long story short, his father is saying, hey, put your money away, put your money into this estate. This could be really good. So pretty much it's a piece of land. They want to build 3 water wheels on it that will allow for the soil to be watered. And then he's going to sell patches of that land to the people of Babylon to come and plant and grow their harvests, or grow their plants, their crops. And so the reason why the father is telling the son this is because, again, he's trying to save him time in this life, right? He's saying, hey, I don't want you to make the same mistakes I did, and I want you to build something for your future. This do I most ardently desire, my father, I replied. Then this do I advise. Do what I should have done at thy age. From thy earnings keep 1/10 to put into favorable investments. With this 1/10 of thy earnings, and what will also earn, thou canst before thou art my age accumulate for thyself a valuable estate. So in other words, the father's saying, hey, I see that you understand what I'm saying, but I need you to go ahead and actually execute on it so that when you become my age, you'll have, a really healthy estate. Thy words are wisdom of my father. Greatly do I desire riches, yet there are many uses to which my earnings are called. Therefore, do I hesitate to do as thou dost advise? I am young. There is plenty of time. So I thought, at thy age, yet behold, many years have passed, and I have not yet made the beginning. We live in a different age, my father. I shall avoid thy mistakes. Opportunity stands before thee, my son. It is offering a chance that may lead to wealth. I beg of thee, do not delay. Go upon the morrow to the son of my friend and bargain with him to pay 10% of thy earnings into this investment. Go promptly upon the morrow. Opportunity waits for no man. Today it is here, soon it is gone. Therefore, delay it not. I know exactly who I need to send this to right now. Huge. Well, probably not with my foot in the picture. Opportunity stands before thee, my son. It is offering a chance that may lead to wealth. Opportunity waits for no man or woman. Today is here, soon be gone. Therefore, delay not. In spite of the advice of my father, I did hesitate. There were beautiful new robes that just brought by the tradesmen from the east, robes of such richness and beauty, my good wife. And I felt much we must possess one. Should I agree to pay 1/10 of my earnings into the enterprise, we must deprive ourselves of these and other pleasures we dearly desired. I delayed making the decision until it was too late. Much to my subsequent regret, the enterprise did prove to be more profitable than any man had prophesied. This is my tale showing how I did permit good luck to escape. Huge lesson here, you guys and girls, everyone. Father said, hey, go do this. And of course, the common mistake that we make is, oh, I'm young. It'll come back around. I got energy. I have this. I have that. Everything's going to be great. No worries at all. I don't need to do that. Another opportunity will come. In fact, it will come. However, why do you desire riches? Why do you desire opportunity? Why do we request opportunity? But then, yet, when it comes, we shy away from it, or we make excuses on why we're not going to execute on it. Perfect example. So, in order to build wealth, just like building or putting away 10% of your money, um, or in lieu of putting away 10% of your money, there are sacrifices that you have to make, and or another creative ability to make money so that you can afford the things that you want to purchase. Right now, I want to buy a new luxury vehicle. But guess what? I'm not going to. You know why? Because my plan for the next year, 2 years down the road is a little bit more significant than me having quote unquote a nicer car or another nicer car, right? So again, it's about sacrifice, and it's about realizing and seeing exactly what it is, your plan is, and how you plan to build this wealth. There's there's only so much time, and what I've seen early on is, like, for example, I have a really good friend, a really good friend. He's freaking awesome, and I hope you see his video today. Also, I told him, I said, brother, you should buy a house. This was 2 years ago. 2 years ago, I said, brother, you should buy a house, and you can do so many things with leveraging the house, doing this with the house, doing that with the house. And he said, oh man, I don't, and he was set. He had everything he needed. He was pre-approved. He went through the process. He was ready to go. And then, some time went by. I didn't pressure him about it, of course, but I didn't pressure him about it. But I would remind him, from a brotherly standpoint, like, hey man, you're in a position right now. You have a job that pays you well. You have very little debt. You have the cash in the bank, and what's even better is you probably don't even have to use the cash in the bank. So it's just, and you're gonna save so much money. You're gonna be paying exactly what you're paying in rent, and you're gonna own the property. This was 2 years ago. If he would have bought that property today, that property, he easily would have had over $50,000 to $60,000 in equity at his disposal, where he could go to the bank, get a home equity line of credit, and just have it ready. So if he wants to start a business, if he wants to make an investment in something else, another property that can become a cash flow that will add on to his monthly salary from his regular job, he could do it. But you know what? He let the opportunity slip by. So boom, he just lost $60,000, or even potentially more. I don't know, because houses were selling a lot, like fast, 2 years ago, all the way up until now, potentially up to 60 to 100K, we can even say, in 2 years, because he let the opportunity slip by. Is it a bad time to buy? No, it's not a bad time to buy. But had he executed on the opportunity 2 years ago, he would be in a ridiculously positive place now. Does that mean, oh, well, I lost my opportunity? No, you haven't lost your opportunity. Still jump in and take hold. If you still have that blessing, if you still have the opportunity, and you desire to have riches, you desire to have wealth, execute now. Don't wait any longer. Be proactive. And again, it doesn't have to be real estate, but whatever it is that you choose to execute on it. If there's something that's pondering, or you're waiting on over here, oh, I'm going to do it. Oh, I'm waiting on the right opportunity. Forget all that. Do it today. Make the call. And that's what this book is saying. And so the son ends up buying fancy robes with his wife, buying fancy things. He didn't want to take the sacrifice for the bigger reward. And sure enough, that land that young man bought ended up turning into pretty much a cash cow for him and his future wealth building. That's him, shouted the Syrian. That's him, shouted the Syrian, waving his hand excitedly. So then another man within the group, he talks about procrastination. And he's a Syrian. He's a man from Syria. He doesn't know the word, and so he this is actually an important part as we come to the end here. So the biggest, so this man from Syria pretty much is trying to find the word that describes from a number of stories that there's a level of procrastination that happens. So a man in the audience says procrastination, and then another story is getting ready to come up. But before we get there, is to take his start from building an estate is a good luck as come to any man. With all men, the first step which changes them from men who earn from their own labor to men who draw dividends, which just means like monthly or yearly payouts or daily payouts for that matter, from something that's earning you income. Dividend is like if you sell a stock and it gets paid to you over a sequence of time, right? So anything that pays you over a sequence of time from the earnings of their gold is important. Some fortunately take it when young and thereby outstrip in financial success those who do take it later, of those unfortunate men like the father of his merchant who never take it. So in other words, take it, take the opportunity and pay attention to what you are attracting to your life. All right. That's him, shouted the Syrian, waving his hands excitedly. He accepts not opportunity when she comes. He waits. He says, I have much business right now. By and by, I talk to you. Opportunity. She will not wait for such slow fellow. She thinks if a man desires to be lucky, he will step quick. Any man not step quick when opportunity comes. He big procrastinator like our friend, this merchant. The merchant arose and bowed good-naturedly in response to the laughter. My admiration to the stranger within our gates, who hesitates not to speak the truth. I have responded, a red rob man of middle age. So pretty much they're going around in a circle and everybody's talking about when luck had escaped them, when they had luck in their hand, but it escaped them. I am a buyer of animals. This story is absolutely wild. So listen to this story, you guys. This story is absolutely wild. Okay. I am a buyer of animals, mostly camels and horses. Sometimes I do also buy sheep and goats. The tale I am about to relate will tell truthfully how opportunity came one night when I did least expect it. Perhaps for this reason, I did let it escape. Of this, you shall be the judge. Returning to the city one evening after a disheartening 10 days' journey in search of camels, I was much angered to find the gates of the city closed and locked. While my slaves spread out our tent for the night, which we looked to spend with little food and no water, I was approached by an elderly farmer who, like ourselves, find himself locked outside. Honored sir, he addressed me, from my appearance, I do judge thee to be a buyer. If this be so, much I would like to sell to thee the most excellent flock of the sheep just driven up. So man, the merchant arrives at his city gates at a late night. The gates are locked, so he can't get in. He just went out in search of camels to bring back to the city, and he was unsuccessful 10 days. He gets to the gate, and a man walks up to him, a sheep herder, and says, hey, I've just driven up this flock of sheep, and I'm interested. You look like a buyer from what you're wearing, like somebody who buys camel, sheep, horses, etc. And I want to make a proposition to you. Alas, my good wife is very sick with a fever. I must return with all haste. Buy thou my sheep, that I and my slaves may mount our camels and travel back without delay. So they want to buy. He's offering to sell his sheep to the buyer, and then he's going to go back home to his wife who is sick. So dark it was that I could not see his flock, but from the bleating I did know it must be large. Having wasted 10 days searching for camels I could not find, I was glad to bargain with him. So he made the mental decision to bargain with him, right? In his anxiety, he did set most reasonable price. I accepted, well knowing my slaves could drive the flock through the city gates in the morning and sell at a substantial profit. The bargain concluded, I called my slaves to bring torches that we might count the flock, with which the farmer declared to contain 900 sheep. Imagine, take yourself back to that time. I shall not burden you, my friends, with the description of our difficulty in attempting to count so many thirsty, restless, milling sheep. It proved to be an impossible task. Therefore, I bluntly informed the farmer I would count them at daylight and pay him then. Please, most honorable sir, he pleaded, pay me but 2/3 of the price tonight, that I may be on my way. I will leave my most intelligent, educated slave to assist make count in the morning. He is trustworthy, and to him thou canst pay the balance. Hold on one second. Sorry about that, guys. We missed the recycle man. So, that's all right. Okay. So the party concluded, I call my slaves being torches. Okay. So they said they were going to count the flock in the morning. About 2/3. Okay. So then the herder responded back and said, "Hey, I don't want to wait until tomorrow. Please, most honorable sir," he pleaded, "pay me but 2/3 of the price tonight, that I may be on my way. I will leave my most intelligent and educated slave to assist to make the count in the morning. He is trustworthy, and to him thou canst pay the balance." But I was stubborn and refused to make payment that night. Next morning, before I awoke, the city gates opened, and 4 buyers rushed out in search of the flocks. They were most eager and willing to pay high prices because the city was threatened with siege and food was not plentiful. Nearly 3 times the price. 3 times the price. He was going to get it for 3/4. Nearly 3 times the price at which he had offered the flock to me did the old farmer receive it. Thus was rare good luck allowed to escape. Here is a tale most unusual, commented. What wisdom doth it suggest? Wow, so that's huge. He had opportunity to buy 900 sheep. Instead, he wanted to wait until the morning. And when he waited until the morning, 4 buyers came out and bought it for 3 times the amount. So he could have easily well profited if he would have picked it up. He would have picked it up that day, that night. The next morning, he would have opened up the gates. He would have had a field day because he lives in the city. Not only does he live in the city, in my mind, you already know there's a plague or some type of lack thereof food. So when you go into the city, you are going to be the gold. You're going to be the gold. Everybody's going to look at. So I would have put 1 and 1 together and would have been like, oh, that's a no-brainer. Here you go. And in the morning, let's figure all the rest of this out. He didn't do that, so luck escaped him. The spirit of procrastination is within all men. We desire riches, yet how often when opportunity doth appear before us, that the spirit of procrastination from within doth urge various delays in our acceptance. In listening to it, we do become our own worst enemies. 'Tis not difficult to conquer our procrastination, though. Once understood, no man willingly permits the thief to rob his bins of grain, nor does any man willingly permit an enemy to drive away his customer and rob him of his profits. When once I did recognize that such acts as these my enemy was committing, with determination I conquered him. So must every man master his own spirit of procrastination, because before he can expect to share in rich treasures of Babylon. So, and then to close here, those eager to grasp opportunities for their betterment do attract the interest of the good goddess. Look, she is ever anxious to aid those who please her, men of action, and this is men and women of action. Please her best. Action will plead thee forward to successes thou dost desire. Men of action are favored by the goddess of good luck. So hopefully this is a kind invitation to overcome your procrastination, to overcome anything that's holding you back from making that next big move, to overcome the fear that plagues you for making a decision and changing your life forever. I invite you to run toward it and destroy it. Overcome it. Be the master of your reality and be the master of procrastination. And with this, execute. And upon execution and execution on certain things, shall you be blessed with more opportunity? Shall you be blessed with more wealth and more gold? Hope everybody has a good day today. Everybody who jumped on the messenger board this morning, good morning. And everybody who's at home watching, showing love and support, good morning. Thank you so much for joining me. Day 346 of 365, meaning we only have 18 days starting tomorrow left of the journey to greatness. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow at 5 a.m. Have the best day of your life. And remember, conquer your procrastination. Men who execute, women who execute are favored by the goddess of good luck. See ya.